Hi, so welcome back to Module 8. I'm very excited today. This is step 9, but it's Module 8. And I'm going to show you how we use the music app and take the spelling test. So the first thing I want to let you know is have a piece of paper out where you can take some notes, because I'm going to give you a special code. And the first 100 people who have access to this web app, otherwise you have access to it from the app from your Android or your iOS or Android, and it's CDSM. It stands for Cintron Dyslexia Solutions with Music. So music plays in the left ear, and I read the spelling exercises in the right ear. I want you to know there are 28 spelling exercises, and there are 8 sentence groups. I haven't really used the sentence groups until I've had the students who've been with me longer, or students who are older because they need a different challenge. But it's a listening activity, and it helps them with their spelling. And when they do the test, if they're doing the spelling list, I will allow them to skip a line, skip every other word, and then I'll play it a second time so that they can fill in the words that they missed. And then also I'll ask them, just write the first sound and the vowel. So the first 2 sounds, the consonant and the vowel. And then, so I have my Parental Toolbox here. I want to show you what I created because I think it might help. And you can see my thing there. Oops, no. Hold on. I played a little bit with this because I have my web app up and running, and I want to share it with you. So bear with me with this technology, as so many of you are so savvy with technology, and this happens to all of us, doesn't it? Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again, and it still isn't as clear as I want it to be. Hold on one more time. And it just doesn't want to cooperate. I'm going to unpower it and come up here. There we go. Okay, thanks for your patience. Really appreciate it. Here is where my Parental Toolbox is. So I've given you things in here because sometimes, here's a QR code. If you want to go to my website, you can pause this and check that QR code out. I've given you some charts that you might want to check off as you've done the grammar tricks. You might want to check those off. When we have phonogram cards, you might want to check those off after you've done anagrams. But actually, we don't have a lot of time to be so organized, but it's here if you do. So then here are the color of the cards and what's associated with it: the junior workbook, the senior workbook, the phonics, and then again, the mini lesson or the grammar tricks, how they teach these concepts. So good checklist. I give you a picture of the cards and a picture of the key concept pictures. You have forms in here that you can reprint. So these are your 9 steps. These are your script for steps 5 and 7. We have the consonant teams, the blends here. You can, I always make a copy of that in the student binder. A lot of students want to know how many words are in the first test. The first test has 50. The second test has 20. The third test has 20. And then it tells you when to give the test after reading what phonics page. Otherwise, the students are not going to know the sounds. So you want to be sure they've read before you expect them to master the spelling test. I have given the spelling test, like I said, as a pre-test, and I've had students only write the first sound and the vowel sound, and the student will write the whole word. So it's kind of cool. If they're bright kids, sometimes they move ahead faster than others. So here here I give the percentage. What score is needed to pass the first test? If the student gets 45 out of the 50 correct, they're going to get 90%. So this is just stuff I've created because some students wanted to know. Other students didn't. You can keep a chart like we keep our blood pressure or our weight. Our numbers go down, hopefully, but you can see the scores of the student, plug in 50 out of 50 or 48 out, how many did they get correct? Make a little bar graph. That must be the doctor in me that does the data collection and statistics. You can have a rapid naming page. In the phonics reading, there are several areas where you could select those for rapid naming. Time the student for a minute. I picked page 4. You're going to put the date and how many correct. I've picked page 6, page 9. I gave you some pages, but you could use your own pages. And time the student. Rapid naming just is another drill of all the phonemic awareness we do. I haven't had a whole lot of time to do this. Some of my tutors have preferred using it because it's new to them and they really like it. Page 15B is something that is explicit to my, it's related to my reading program, but I keep track of the attendance of my students on this form. These are my steps. What I am trying to get, here's a little checklist for observation if you want to see how you're doing. This is what I wanted to show you. What you can print out for the pages. So this page is 2 columns up to 25. I have a page up to 50 words. Then what I do is to give more support, I've provided the beginning sound. I call that 1A. This is spelling exercise 1. Here's the beginning sound. Here is the ending sound. I call that 1B, and then here's 1C. I give the vowel, and the student has to write the beginning ending sounds and make the word. And then for exercise number 2, I give the first 2 sounds and I repeated it. So usually they have to do it, a couple times. And then I give the ending sounds. After I've given the beginning sounds and the ending sounds, then I give them the blank paper. So this could be on day 3 or day 4. And they have to do it without the scaffold. We call that support. The support is called a scaffold. Like when they have scaffolds on a building to support the building when it's being reconstructed. So let them master it on a clean paper and give them a sticker and let them take that home. So I give beginning and ending sounds up until exercise 8. Okay. And what I have found has been very nice is, let me stop my share. If you just want to have them only write the beginning sound, only write the ending sound, only write the vowel, let them listen to the music in the left ear. And so you could try it that way, or you can use this. If you don't have this yet, try it the other way and watch how they start spelling. And when I have practiced, I've practiced the words. So out of the CVC words, when I practice certain words, how do I say this? I only expect 100% out of the words where I've used the sound circles and I've used the plastic letters. Sometimes I only do 5 a day when I'm doing the plastic letters. I expect the student to know how to spell those words. And it's very interesting. I've noticed that if I don't do the sound circles and the plastic letters, the students can't sound that word out. And so that's okay. So I do 5 at a time. And sometimes the letters are doing sound substitutions. That's a little bit different. But when you're working on the spelling exercises, Just do 5 at a time and be patient with your child. So I have them write the full word up to 1 to 5 or 1 to 10. And now this, I don't know if this sounds like too much instruction for you, because I've done this so much, and my students know what to expect. So they know they can skip a line, and they know I'll go back, and then they can fill in those lines. Okay, so they know that. So that's what I'm going to let you know, do that. Then if they've worked on 1 through 5, they need to know 1 through 5. If they've worked on 1 through 10, they need to know 1 through 10 and 1 through 15, etc. But the ones they haven't practiced with me, just give me the beginning sound. That's it. Or give me the beginning and ending sound. That's it. Have them write something. Now, when you're having them give the beginning and ending sound, they don't need to skip a line, because that's like short, right? They don't need to skip a line. And it's just so cool, because you're going to see them spell, even if they try and get it wrong, they've tried. And if they get it right, you'll be pleasantly surprised. You won't have to do that word with the sound circles and the letters, okay? So anyway, so I wanted to say, when I've had students that have been with me over 50 hours, that's when I'll do a post test, and that's where we see they've made 1 to 3 year gains in the 50 hours. So if the students have a long interruption, a summer break, or they have, illness, or they can't get on the computer if it's on Zoom, those 50 hours are broken up. So it's just different. If they can be with you consistently 2 to 3 days a week for 50 hours, I like to give a post test and see where they are. Then I like to change things up for them a little bit. And I will, I'll still work with the spelling exercises, but I introduce a couple things a little differently up front. So instead of using plastic letters, we're going to use my small phonogram cards. And instead of doing the whiteboard and the beginning, middle, ending, I use what I created, very similar to the Kilpatrick past. I've created levels of letter and sound substitution. So to the professionals, you'll know what that means. If you're a parent that's new at this, you're just going to have to ask me for a little bit more clarification, but I don't know if you're familiar with it or not. But when we have a word like smog, remove this, and you have mog. So I have that created, and I'll do, about 15 of those in the beginning. Anyway, I do a couple different things, because I do have more of a program that's really following more of the OG model that I do with a couple students as well. So I can talk to you later about that as a side note. But I want people to know that this reading program is amazing, and using the spelling app is amazing, and that kids really like using the app, and they like the sentences. They like the word list. They like competing against themselves. So, and if they have a friend that's doing it also, they like to compete against their friend. So what I want to share now is the app, okay? So let me go on to the internet. Okay, I don't want to share this. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I can't minimize the screen while I'm recording. So I'm going to get rid of the document share, because what I want to do is open up my web browser. And I'm going to go 1, 3. Okay, so now I'm ready to share with you again. So the first 100 people who go to your web browser, you're going to get this web app for free. Okay. So this is what it looks like. The numbers are 134.209.66.60. Then there's a /. You're going to type in class login. class login. And what do you think your code is? That's right, OG, your code. You're going to click submit, and there you have a web app. So when people go through my step-by-step reading training, this is included for as long as, for about 3-6 months. But you guys will get this for, let me see, what did I decide? 5 months. I'm going to give this to you through the end of summer. I hope you use it. And again, it's the first 100 people. So this is what it sounds like. Oh, let me show you up here. This is where it's music only. And here is where it's letter names and sounds. So this is a beautiful app for kids to practice if they're second language learners, if they want to learn how we say our sounds. But let me hear you, I didn't have my microphone right at my mouth. Let me have you listen to this. This is spelling exercise number 2. Number 1 is bask, bask, bask. Number 2 is bend. Okay, so so you can hear the music when you're playing it on your own computer. You can't hear it, maybe not. I don't know if you could hear it when I'm playing it. So it's a free download on your Android and your iOS phone, and it's CDSM. There's a B and a D reverse, very pretty little icon. And spelling exercises 1, 2, and 3 are free. But then if you have advanced your child to 4, 5, 6, 7, and whatever, then it's $9.99 a month. Remember, I'm a nonprofit, so you're just helping keep my website up. All my tutoring income helps to keep us going here. So if you have it on your phone and you don't want to buy it, put it on your phone for the first 5 rectangles for the music, which plays 7 to 10 minutes, and for exercises 1, 2, and 3. Then if you're in an office, you can hop onto your computer and do the web app for the rest of the exercises, and you don't get charged. So I hope that is helpful. It's 134.209.66.60. And your code is OG. Alrighty. And that should be it. So thank you for joining me for Module 8. If you have a friend you think needs to listen to these modules, reach out to me. And you can always schedule an appointment with me at meetmaryanne.com. You can see our curriculum if you're interested in purchasing it now. And if you're not interested in purchasing it, that's fine. I'm still going to give you these modules. So until we meet again on Module 9. Bye-bye now.